We're here today because we tried to meet with the Australian consulate about the barbaric exports that they have to the Middle East and Asia. They pack container ships filled with live animals, cows, sheep, goats, and they send them out on the sea for weeks at a time without proper nutrition, water, ventilation. Just this week, there was a container ship with 13,000 live animals stranded off the coast of Western Australia. Many of those animals died when the ship became disabled. This barbaric export has been going on for years, and it's time for social justice for these animals that are locked in these boats and sent away to foreign countries where they are bludgeoned to death when they get off the boats.
We ask for Chelsea and see maybe if she can set up a quick meeting with us, 5 minutes, kind of explain, our side of things, say Jane Unchained, World Animal News.
We're going to go to the security desk and ask if we can get to the 31st floor to speak to the Australian consulate. We need to talk to someone who represents Australia. Well, you're available. What is your name?
I'm really frustrated. I don't understand why they couldn't have somebody from the Australian consulate come down and meet us and talk about this. This just makes them look bad.
After efforts to talk to the Australian officials failed, the demonstrators began protesting and explaining the situation via bullhorn to those gathered for lunch in the courtyard of the office building that houses the Australian consulate.
We asked the consulate to talk with us today. They would not let us in. We will be here speaking for the voiceless until we are heard.
This is carnage. This is not what we are, who we should be. The entire process of live export needs, to be rethought.
Many of these animals are dying excruciating pain through brain seizures from the heat.
Who knows how many thousands of these animals will just be crushed, starved to death, malnourished, collapsed. If it was dogs, if it was 20 dogs in the back of a trailer and it had been sat in a car park in heat or undesirable conditions and they opened up the door and 5 of these 20 dogs were dead, this would become a national issue. This would become a conversation. People would want charges laid. But it's a cow, and it's our food, it's our burger. We've got this disconnect which is actually turned into an industry.
And then, when they are received, they're weighted with mallets and hit over the head and their throats slashed. The only word I can think of is barbaric. This is the Dark Ages. It is the year 2016. What are we doing?
There is no reason to be transporting these poor sentient beings who are suffering so terribly on these boats and dying among each other and starving. And we do this, it's insane. It's bloody inhumanity, and it has to stop. It has to stop.
We're here for a reason. We're trying to be their voice, and let's ban live export.
As these protesters left the Australian consulate office building, they vowed to come back with an even larger crowd, saying they will not go away. These animals are suffering horribly, and they will come back as many times as it takes to stop the live export trade. Reporting from Century City in Los Angeles, I'm Jane Velez Mitchell for Jane Unchained.